although doing a fantastic job, and I'm really intrigued. Even though they're doing all this, this is basically trying to get the DOJ to put some criminal charges on Donald Trump and company. But the January 6th committee can't technically do anything. It's basically, here's what we know, DOJ, run with it. So I thought, let's ask a question. Let's see. Will the DOJ run with it? Will there be any results coming from the January 6th commission? Will they actually put forth some criminality? And not just, I mean, I know there's going to be like, oh, you can name some cases, but that's the small fry, the small fish. We want the rotten fish from the head down. So we need some accountability. It's like we just, no matter where you are, if you are a follower of this U.S. politics, which, hello, I probably know more than I should know. I probably know more than what a lot of Americans actually know. Like, it is an obsession. Sorry, I love it. I just love it. It's just so interesting. There's just so many things going on. And being your partner to the north, everything that happens in the U.S. directly affects Canada one way or the other. So let's see. Will Trump and or company get some criminal charges? Will the DOJ do their job? Okay, we got Donald Trump and company. Oh, Donald is really, really worried. This gives me a feeling of almost with the Nine of Swords. It's not just the nightmares and all that kind of stuff that can affect you. I really think mentally he's having a difficult time, because when I say mentally, there's a difference, because Donald Trump is a narcissist. And as long as he's making money and he has power and he doesn't have anybody call him, you know, the big loser, he's fine. He's fine. But right now, he's the loser. Right now, he's got everybody looking into it, and he's so stressed out. King of Swords. You know, I get the feeling that there's going to be some that are going to be doing pardons and things of that nature. And I just, with the King of Swords here, I see it being something more that they'd have to go to court or something. So I just got a feeling that maybe the pardons, because of the situation, because of the importance of the situation, the pardons will become null, you know? Oh, no. Donald Trump. Wow, we got two swords out already. So he's trying to delay. He feels somewhat, because the Two of Swords is here, he feels like he's unable to control the situation. So it's almost a case of, if I close my eyes, I can't see you. You're not here. You know what I mean? It's like he's delusional, very delusional. And then we've got, okay, see, there's those pardons deals, you know, will squeal on the bigger fish so that, you know, you can get some information. I'm not happy that I'm not seeing some justice cards here. Nine of Wands, he's, you know, Trump's going to be defending himself. Seven of Swords. Oh my goodness gracious. I really feel like those who have the pardons are going to try to use them. I think those who don't have the pardons will be trying to give information. I think Trump is going to close his eyes and pretend that this is not happening and try to let others defend him, because as far as he's concerned, he has nothing to defend. He is Donald Trump. Oh my God, my Lord Don jumping Jupiter. I'm just... You know what? This is Trump. And he's like, I needs to get my, equal time on television. Well, go to the January 6th committee and get your equal time in. I'm sure everybody would appreciate this. But this is him putting out messages. This is him having his, all these lackeys and stuff go out and say, this is not anything to be worried about. This is just them rehashing the past. And I mean, I will say, don't yell at me. There is a point that, yes, this January 6th committee needs to have this. They need to know what's happening. They need to see what happened so they can avoid it, because democracy was literally in the hands of Mike Pence. Did you see that? I have to say that was pretty intense to see Mike Pence not leaving the Capitol, staying to do his job. I mean, I know one day doesn't make him a hero, but the reality is, if he didn't do what we needed him to do for that one day, oh, bless it, the trouble we'd be in. Ooh, the tower has come. The tower has come out. Yo, 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 somebody's got to go to jail. Who is it going to be? Let's see. We got the Five of Swords out. It's not just one person. There's going to be a couple of people of interest that's going to end up having to have some criminality, some kind of charges put against them. It's going to be quite the battle. The Hermit here. I really feel, I felt this way for as long as we've started this channel, I feel as though Donald Trump will be able to feign that he's not mentally capable, or it's like somehow, some way he'll be able to keep himself out of trouble. And when I mean that, like, I'm not seeing jail time, I'm seeing his family's going to be crushed. But for Trump himself, Ivanka, Jared, anybody else? Oh my goodness. Okay. Run with me here, guys. Run with me just for a little minute. I think this could be Ivanka's going to get in trouble. She's going to end up in court and having to fight for herself. Jared Kushner is going to end up doing time. He's going to have to give up some kind of good. And with the Four of Wands here, there's 4 additional people. So, 4 additional people. You got your 3 of Wands, your 6 of Wands, your 3 of Cups, and the Lovers. Interesting. So the 3 of Wands, somebody who is literally like, I'd like to cut and run. I'd like to cut and run. Donald Jr. 6 of Wands, somebody who spoke out for him, protected him, gave him a reputation. Somebody higher up. I think the 3 of Cups here, we're going to see some info on some of the tighter group around Trump. So you're looking at his money person. You're looking at what Barf knew, Bar knew, and this is almost like a group. It's not like there's got to be more people getting in trouble, but I feel like this these pardons are going to cause some issue. With the Lovers here, I could almost see like his wife could be somebody's from his past. This could be a woman, not because I don't feel Melania. So I'm like, technically this could be his wife, but I really feel like this is somebody's from his past. Somebody he had a relationship. So up next, we're going to be having to look at Ginni Thomas. Why Clarence Thomas has not been removed is beyond my comprehension. John Roberts, wake up. You need to do something. He made a ruling based on something that was affecting his wife. Right there, he should be out of there. And now Ginni Thomas, let's see, she disregarded Biden's win. She was at the Stop the Steal, but she said she left before the insurrection. But she didn't say, I didn't put money into it. She didn't say, I didn't help plan it. She didn't say she was calling everybody and their mother trying to keep Donald Trump in power. She was texting Mark Meadows. Like, where is the accountability? This is crazy. Like, just crazy. It's not okay. It's not okay. We did a reading about the Thomases like a couple of months ago, and I just remember getting like bad cards, the tower, and it was just like, oh, it's all going to fall apart. So let's just do an update and see now that, Ginni is so wanting to talk to the January 6th committee. She really wants to just be able to make you understand the misunderstandings that everybody has. She did not do the things that, she's being accused of. She just didn't. Ask her husband. Let's have a look at the Thomases. Right in the center, we have the Emperor. So Clarence is feeling the weight of this. He is... He is the stability behind what she does. Don't think for a second that, it's a case of like Kellyanne Conway and her husband where she's got like a completely different... No, he is the foundation of what that... Like, oh my God, he needs to go. Oh my God. It's like, oh... Two of Wands trying to figure out this situation, got themselves in trouble, all over money, thought that, and she was really going after Trump. This means that she put money into it, resources into it. My God, they're into this up to their yin-yangs. The Sun, 100%, she was just like, let's get this done. I want Trump on the run. And she had connections. She had the ability to do it. But I'm telling you, with Clarence showing up at the base, this is showing me that he wasn't just married to the girl who did this. He was the stability. He was the part of, he supported and pushed her to have this interaction. Do you know what I mean? He knew about every phone call, all that kind of stuff. On top of it, 10 of Wands, feeling the stress right now, feeling really, really overwhelmed, really wishing for people just to let it go and walk away. No, the Magician has come, so you will face some sort of justice, some sort of, some kind of criminality. You might lose your job, all that kind of stuff, because the Magician is here. And as above, so below. So guys, make sure you're thinking thoughts to replace him, because the Magician is in place in their near future. The Magician can be kind. The Magician can be unkind. Oh, the Hermit. They're going to feel overwhelmed and very isolated. Overwhelmed and very isolated. I really get a feeling like Clarence Thomas is kind of letting his wife take the fall over this, even though we know who's at the base of this? Clarence Thomas. Interesting. So with the Ten of Pentacles here, I think there's two ways of looking at him. With the Republicans, they're seeing that, you know, these are reputable, good Republicans, you know, doing what we need them to do. It's like, we got them in there. We can get our business done. They don't want him or anybody to be affected because the ones that they want are in there. But when it comes from a Democrat or independent or others, they're seeing the complete and utter amount of greed and money and influence, and that, you know, she just feels like she's going to get away with everything because she got Clarence Thomas, and that, you know, he devised the plan. He was the one who said how everything's going to be. Seven of Cups, they're looking at their options. They're really trying to figure out which way to go on this. And it's interesting because they know with these options that depending on what they do, this could really affect their future. The future being the Four of Cups, an offer that you are not happy with. I think, let's look at Clarence. I think because Clarence, I keep calling him Thomas, but he's Clarence. I think because Clarence showed up at the base as the most important focus, that this is him feeling the pressure of possibly having to leave his job, and really kind of, he really feels like this is unjust. He really does not see the issue with what he did. They're definitely going to be going to court. He's definitely going to be ended up sorry. I rewind. He is definitely going to end up having to walk away from his job. And this could be them having to deal with legal trouble when it comes to his wife. Ace of Swords with the beginning, the High Priestess, knowing information. The Queen of Pentacles, putting money into this. They were directly involved with the January 6th committee. Not the January 6th committee, but the January 6th insurrection. They had secrets about it. I think they were part of the planning, part of getting the communications out. They definitely put money into it. A lot of things are going to happen over the next 8 weeks to 8 months. Endings, Two of Swords. Things are going to be looked at. So, you know how like stories can come and go really quickly. Like we were obsessed in talking about COVID, and it's just sort of a non-subject now. And it's not that it's gone. It's not that, but it's just news cycle changes. For Ginni Thomas, you guys better get some lawyers because you are in trouble. But as for Ginni Thomas and for Clarence Thomas, my previous reading, I saw everything blowing up in your face, and I think this is now the result of it. So get yourself a really good lawyer because the magician is there. The magician is in your near future. Somebody knows something that's going to make you walk away. See ya. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Well, one that I'm interested in, and I saw in my last reading that a lot of people were mentioning Stacey Abrams. And I just love me my Stacey Abrams. I think she's so, so intelligent. We love Stacey Abrams here, so we're going to have to look and see between her and Kemp, which one's going to win. Let's look at her race as it stands right now, because just in case, Stacey decides to watch my video and get some information as to what she needs to do to win her race, to help her win her race. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if somebody you were reading about actually watched your reading? That would be freaky. That would be really freaky. Okay, so Stacey Abrams. And then we got Kempt. I don't know if it's Kemp or Kempt. But, you know, I'm me. You know who I'm talking about anyway. Oh, sorry. And who's going to win the race? So, Stacey. Oh my God. Every single time I do a reading about Stacey Abrams, I always get her winning. And I mean, I know the odds are against her very strongly, but oh my God. Okay. In the comments, somebody had mentioned about her. So I did a quick reading because I've got cards everywhere. I've got cards in my garage where I go out to have my little cigarette. Don't judge. I have my cards that are in my bedroom. So if it hits me, I've got cards in the living room just in case I'm watching a television show and I want to go, what's going on with their lives? I swear to God, I did a reading on Stacey Abrams and I got the exact same 2 cards. I got her with the 6 of Wands and I got him with the Death card. Oh my God. I don't know. Oh, it kind of... You know what? Kemp. You really need to be careful. Be careful with driving. Keep an eye out on the people around you. The Page of Wands, Stacey Abrams going to take this. Right now, the energies are saying Stacey Abrams going to take this because she's doing the work, she's got the energy, and people are inspired by her. They're wanting to have that change. Even though I know, the numbers are against her, I just want to investigate this Death card for Kemp because I've gotten it a few times. So I'd like to have a clarifier. When you say Death card, do you mean that something's going to happen that's going to ruin him, like ruin his reputation? Could illness or sickness take him out? Or is this just, fair? Stacey Abrams wins it because she did a better job. What's happening here? I got cards. I'm looking forward to know. Excuse me. Wow. So we got the 9 of Wands, really trying to defend himself. I think Stacey Abrams is literally just going to be like, I'm just going to win. Everybody's going to be surprised. You're going to feel the stress and the strain of it, and you're just going to have to go off into a new direction because you got the 10 of Wands. Eventually you go on from something. Don't worry about him. He's got money in his pocket. It's not like a real sob story. But I tell him to be very careful if you're driving, walking, and keep an eye on the people around you. Go, Stacey. Go, Stacey. Yes, darlings. Yes, Stacey Abrams. I love her. I love her. Can you imagine? God bless her. You're going to win, Stace. Believe me when I say it. You're going to win. You heard it here. You're going to win. Okay. For our last reading, we're going to do Julian Assange. Now, I would love to know, which side are you on? Are you in the camp that he's a hero, that it was public interest for them to have WikiLeaks put out that information, and basically expose the U.S. military for issues over in Iraq and Afghanistan. Basically, he's like an editor slash activist. So this is kind of like he's under the guise of journalist, but he's not complete because he works in that industry. People are looking at it as a whistleblower telling something that was of public importance to know, that, you know, he shouldn't have had all these years away, that being brought to the U.S., being extradited to the U.S., he's looking at a possibility of 175 years in jail. And so now you've got all your journalist groups and human rights groups, activists that are really worried about, you know, his rights being stampled on, and that he'll end up going into solitary confinement, that he's done years of that they're worried about his mental health. He has a wife, 2 children. Is he a hero or is he a zero? What's your opinion? So let's have a look and do a reading on Julian Assange. You know what? I need my tried and true to do this. I really do. I love these cards. They're the most plain and simple of the, you know, the cards. They are the most traditional of the cards that you can get. But I guess, you know, what you learn on, you connect with. But all right, so we're going to look at Julian Assange. What's going to happen? He's going to try to appeal. Let's see if he's going to appeal. Is he going to end up in the U.S.? My God. I mean, I feel like there's just too much there's too much going on. And like, he's from Australia. So why, you know, I'm thinking if it was a Canadian, Canada would be involved in doing something, but yet Australia is not doing anything, interestingly enough. So, Julian, let's look and see what's happening with you, my son. Let's see what's going to happen with Julian Assange. Wow. 4 of Swords. This is telling me a few things. One, obviously, he's going to go for the, he's going to appeal. That's going to happen. This man is ill. There's and I don't mean just mentally, you know, I mean like there's an illness that we don't know about him. I got really weird eye feeling when I started this reading. So I really do feel there's some kind of illness that's happening with him. God. Going against the Queen of Wands. So I think this might be in England, the representation of the British government, who's basically saying, you know, we don't think that anything's against his human rights, and that, you know, yes, we can extradite him to the U.S. Underneath it is he's just like, I don't want this. I don't deserve it. I did this for a greater good. And, you know, whether or not things kind of got fuzzy towards the end, he really feels like he should have the right to speak, and that he did something that was for the public's betterment and for public's good. Behind it, the King of Cups having the information. Ace of Pentacles. Oy. Yeah, let's just pull. Oh, he will get extradited. They will, even if they delay it, they're still going to send him. He's going to end up going back to the U.S. He's going to have his supporters. He's going to have his, you know, detractors. This is, oh my gosh, wow. It's just, when tarot talks and it starts giving you a lot of cards of like movement, you can literally feel his world just, what's going to happen on the other side. You can feel everybody, it's like the tension that him and his wife and his kids and all the people that support him, and there's so many journalists and human rights activists, and it's really coming together, and it's such an interesting time. Like, because do we need any more squirrels? Squirrel, Knight of Wands, I think the majority of people who look at the original intent of WikiLeaks and what was told needed to be told. Because everybody, everything, every country, everything has a light and a dark side. I mean, it sounds silly, but I could literally take my cup of coffee here and say this has a light side because it's giving me my coffee that I love. It's keeping it in this container. But it could also have a dark side if I were to drop it and it broke apart and all of a sudden I cut my hand. I could explain everything I could be like my cards. I love my cards. They tell me a story, but I could get a paper cut. I mean, I know that sounds silly, but that's literally the simplest way to kind of put it. That there's light and dark. He's really hoping that when he gets sent to the U.S., that he'll have support. Really, really going to be pushing for, look, I've done the time. Because he's got 175 years that he could be looking at in the U.S. Oh, Lord. Let's just have a look at the story here, because I feel as though with issues, they're going to end up being able to be together, go into easier times, still bringing problems with them. Like, I don't know. Is it possible that he could be brought to the U.S. and then there would be enough pressure because of the time he has spent in jail to allow him to be out and, well, I mean, I don't know. Let's just have a look. His wife is really going through it. They're really got a lot of planning. He is not giving up. He's going to defend himself. I feel bad for his wife. She's really trying to hold down the fort. She's really holding down her emotions. She is the core of what's happening, and he sees it. He does appreciate it. There's true love here. There's true love here. Moving in a different direction. I am telling you. Come on. Moving in a different direction. I even got the Hangman for it. Starting new. He's going to have to fight his battles, but King of Wands. I against what I would think, because I'm just like, he's going to be facing 175 years. This is going to be a battle. There's going to be planning and stuff, but right now, the energies around him, like him coming to the U.S., as bad as it sounds to him, it's not going to be the worst thing that ever happened to him. There's a lot of weight of people that are on his side here. And I think there's a possibility that, he may have time served. He could end up having to defend himself. It could take some time to change people's minds, but eventually, even if he has to do a certain amount of time, it'll be like, okay, let's just not be in this land of who knows what's going to happen. Let's figure this out. And he'll know how much time. And I mean, if you know, I only got to do 2 years, I got to do 5 years, I got to do 10 years, however much it is, to have an end, to know that as of this time, it gives you something to hope for, something to work towards. It gives you a new beginning. I really and truly didn't think this reading was going to go that way. I thought it was going to be like, ooh. But the cards are really not terrible here for him. It really seems like, you know, he's looking at beginning something new, being offered, changing direction, changing the way people feel. He's got to defend himself. His wife is there supporting him and will be there. There's true love there between them. Wow. Okay. That is going to be a situation we'll have to keep an eye on and check in later to see how the energies change and flow and do all those wonderful things that free will and, you know, the universe likes to play with us. On my wall, I have a little sign that my girlfriend had made for me when I moved to Ontario in 1996. And it states, "Speak not the unspeakable, for the gods have ears and like their ways with the wills of men." So, you know, the universe has a sense of humor and likes to play with us sometimes too. So, you know, it's a crazy, wild, wicked world. But, you know, we're all here. We're all doing it, making it, going for it. So, as always, my darlings, we are at the end. I thank you for your time. Please like, subscribe, and do all that stuff that helps my channel, because it really does help. And as always, as forever, we have our unity candle lit for each and every one of us. So until the next time we chat, cheerio and take care, my friends.